Okay, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the 2022 Las Vegas Open. You're watching the Yavin Base Twitch channel. My name is Endless. Welcome to all of our viewers and chatters out there in Streamland. We are so happy that you're joining us once again for the third round of day one of this tournament. We've got another Rebel versus Separatist Alliance battle for you. It's going to be two very different styles of lists. It's going to be a battle of two Force users. This tournament actually has created a big shift towards Force users. About 2/3 of the lists in this tournament are using Force users. So that's actually a significant shift in the meta overall. Force users didn't have a lot of play, but lately the power of Force push and the introduction of people alongside Darth Maul and of course Grandmaster Yoda, sort of pushing people back towards that Force user archetype. And of course I can't forget the buffs to Darth Vader. There are 17 Vader lists that were brought today, just as a fun fact. Unfortunately we couldn't get any of those guys on stream. That happens, but there are plenty of Empire players I've been assured that are going into day two. So hopefully tomorrow we'll get some Vader on stream. I'm really hoping for that. But otherwise, thanks everybody and welcome back. Let me get the main overlay open here. So we've got Brian Deeter representing the Separatist Alliance, and Robert Opdyke representing the Rebel Alliance. The Separatists are in the top portion of the screen. The Rebels are in the bottom portion. Or sorry, I got that backwards. The Separatists are in the bottom portion. The Rebels are in the top portion. It is intercept transmissions, major offensive, fortified positions for our players. And let's go into the list. Let's break them down. Let's talk about Robert's list. So Robert, our Rebel player, bringing a Rebel Hero Hammer to the table. He's got Han Solo with Vigilance and Duck and Cover, Lando Calrissian with Improvised Orders and Overwatch. He's got Chewbacca with Overwatch. He's got Luke Skywalker Operative with Force Push, Burst of Speed, Force Lift, and Tenacity, which is great because we're playing on fortified positions, so lots of barricades that Luke could possibly manipulate here. He's got 2 units of Fleet Troopers, a unit of Rebel Troopers, a unit of Rebel Commandos with no heavy weapon, and 2 strike teams with sniper rifles for a 796 point list. Robert choosing to bid for red here today, getting the red player and using it potentially to his advantage. Trying to get the good line of sight block and the good positions for his Luke Skywalker to move into. Meanwhile, on the southern half of the board, we've got the Separatists. The Separatists are Kalani with Improvised Orders, Vigilance, and Comms Relay. Darth Maul with Burst of Speed, Force Push, Tenacity, and Into the Fray. 2 units of rocket battle droids, rocket B1s, one with a PK worker and one with an HQ uplink. You've got 4 E5S snipers as well, and 2 dwarf spiders with attack protocols, the nose-mounted ion blaster, and linked targeting array for an 800 point list. Once again, our players, Brian Deeter of the Separatists in the southern part of the board, Robert Opdyke for the Rebels in the upper part of the board. Rebel Hero Hammer versus a Kalani Maul gunline with dwarf spiders. And I'm going to go ahead and get a prediction started. So if you want to gamble with your channel points, you can. And here we go. So as you can see, our players are finished deploying. They've played their first command cards now and getting some orders out on the field. You've got Robert Opdyke on the far side there as the Rebels, and you've got Jr Deeter on the near side there as the Separatists. Phantom Menace, I don't believe, was divulged. It appears the spider droids are getting the orders. And just to let everybody know, once again, at 5 p.m. Pacific, whether I say it or not, there is going to be a giveaway, and the bot will prompt you to enter hashtag giveaway so that you can enter it. You can be part of it. So please make sure that at 5 p.m. Pacific, no matter what you see or hear on stream, you type hashtag giveaway to be entered into our giveaway. We have a very lovely gift bag that we are giving away. It's full of all kinds of awesome stuff. It's got deployment markers, victory tokens, objective tokens, card sleeves, order tokens, a silhouette, everything you need. Tons of swag. Red dice and white dice as well from AMG, the official products that you can use for tournament. So tons of great stuff that we are giving away today as part of our stream. Looks like an orbital strike just happened against the Rebellion, doing a few wounds there to one of the Rebel heroes. I think that is Han Solo, I'm not sure, but definitely an orbital strike against Han Solo. You can enter red list, exclamation point red list, or exclamation point blue list to see which lists are which. Those are ready and programmed for you. Again, it is Rebel Hero Hammer in the northern part of the board versus the Separatists in the southern part of the board. Major offensive, fortified positions, intercept transmissions. And I'm curious to see how effective Force Lift is going to be in this game, because Luke Skywalker did bring Force Lift. I don't usually see Luke Skywalker with this card. It is a new card, largely unexplored competitively, I believe. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do. It appears that maybe there's some sniping going on here by the Rebel player. And not getting anything there. Oh no, well, the single hit, which isn't going to do anything against the armor of the droids. He gets to reroll. Double hit. And this is definitely one of the harder matchups, I think, for Rebel Hero Hammer, is the Separatist gun line with Darth Maul. So we see some E5S droids being pushed up a little bit. Measuring some range 4 here, trying to get a shot off on some rebel troopers, I think, with the separatist forces. I'm just curious how Robert is going to maneuver this. It is intercepted transmissions, something that I think the separatist list plays a lot better than the rebels do. They just have so many bodies. It's going to be really hard to cut through all of those B-1 battle droids, as well as negotiate Darth Maul here for Robert Opdyke, the rebel player. E5S missing there for Jr Deeter. Once those E5S's close to range 3, though, they're going to be dishing a lot of criticals, and it's going to be on the uncanny luck of Han Solo and Lando Calrissian to try to weather that storm. So just to give you another view of the battlefield here, you can see that intercept point in the front there on the elbow of Major Offensive, another one in the middle near the coke can, and the third one tucked behind that Star Tours garage with the Star Tours vehicle on top. Some more B1s now moving forward, trying to see if they can get more sniper shots. The players both holding the range ruler, trying to make sure they agree where range 4 actually is here. Another E5S shot. There is a critical there. And a block from the rebels, very nice. Yes, certainly there are many droid spiders. Droid spiders be everywhere. There is those two droid spiders in the southern part of the board there have gained multiple aims from Kalani and from Link Targeting Array. So they're in prime position to do some serious damage to the rebels once they come up. But it's my guess that Brian is going to save those guys till the last moment. It's like I've said many times before on stream, it's like not really like a ball and chain, like a hammer with a hammer on the rope. You're just trying to swing that hammer as hard as possible at the end of that long rope, and that's exactly what's going on here with these chip shots coming in from the Separatists. I believe that was a sniper shooting back and actually killing 2 battle droids with its sniper shot. I think he found an opening. So very nice hit from those snipers. More droids moving into position now. No shots. Action passing back to Robert Opdyke, playing the Rebels. I believe that's an operative token. Yes, it is an operative token. Moving up with an Overwatch, I believe an Overwatch Chewbacca and taking a standby, but that's not going to help him against all this range 4. I think that Chewbacca is vulnerable. Another E5S shot, double hit, I believe. And nothing. Uncanny luck for, I believe it doesn't do anything. Now puts a wound on, no, he blocks it. So that's actually not Chewbacca, that's actually Lando there in the barricade. Because he just re-rolled that white dice for uncanny luck. Yeah, so this is still round 1. There's about an hour and 51 minutes left on the clock. So a unit of fleet troopers moving for Robert Opdyke here, our rebel player. Again, the objective, intercept the deployment major offensive, the conditioned fortified positions. The rebels on the north side, the separatists on the south side here. It looks like we have our first Ion Spider roll of the game. for many crits. Gonna put 3 crits through on their target. Looks like a block and 2 blanks there for the Ion Spider. And some rebels are going to take a powder and be off the board. Yeah, this is going to be really tough. It's going to be very reliant on Luke Skywalker to get in there and start doing some damage, but he is just one model amidst a horde of B1s. It's just a really, really bad matchup, I think, for the Rebel Hero Hammer list. A rally roll from the Rebels. I see 2 there, 3 there, so they don't panic. Or actually, those are the commandos. There is 1 unit of Rebel commandos with no heavy weapon in this Rebel list. Another droid spider shot coming through. So once again, our giveaway bag is quite a lot of great stuff. It is deployment markers, victory tokens, objective tokens, card sleeves, order tokens, a silhouette, a 3D printed Grogu miniature, and 12 of the special dice from AMG. Another big hit into the Rebels. And I think that is going to remove several fleet troopers from the board. Not going to be able to do anything against this long-ranging gun line from the Separatist Alliance. I believe Han did take damage. Darth Maul, meanwhile, skulking across the battlefield behind this Star Tours garage. You can see his miniature a little more clearly here on this lovely HD camera. So I just have a feeling in this game that this is my prediction for what happens. The CIS gun line just clears out as many of the small trooper units as it can in the enemy side, and that makes it really hard for the Rebel heroes to maneuver correctly. Now we see Operative Luke jumping into the middle there, putting himself forward, using force lift to shield himself with a barricade. So force lifting that barricade close to him. So this is the first use of force lift we've seen on stream. You can just recover it back with Master of the Force. So far, there's only been one list that's really surprised me, and that was the triple Wookiee, double bus, 5 Rebel Trooper list with Striv as the commander. That was actually pretty bold there. Of course, it had R2 in it, so, and that actually beat the Kalani Magna Guard, or not Kalani, a Kraken Magna Guard gunline on stream. That was what surprised me, definitely. But otherwise, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by the types of lists being brought. I'm surprised about how hard people have really bought into them. So, like, for example, there's been like 17 Vader lists in this tournament, and hopefully we can get one of those Vader lists on stream. I'm really eager to see them. Some of the buffs that we've been seeing are pretty, they're starting to pan out here in tournament. So I'm not completely surprised. Let's see what command cards we got here. I believe that is Roger Roger against Full of Surprises for Operative Luke. Makes a lot of sense for Operative Luke to play that card. Gives him a dodge token, gives him the extra saves he needs to survive through the turn. Orders going out now. Oh, that's not Roger. That's not Roger Roger. That's the 3-pit for the super attack. Don't underestimate our means. So that grants the recover to these dwarf spiders who are able to get their weapons back and continue shooting. So it's the usual gag here with this type of list, where they're putting orders on the dwarf spiders and then recovering the other type. So a Rebel sniper shooting across the map and not scoring a hit. So this is turn 2, it's a scoring turn, so players are thinking how they're going to maneuver their forces to get on these objective points. So we've got some measuring going on, looking for maybe Lando, maybe Chewie here, measuring towards one of these dwarf spiders. Operative Luke, unfortunately, not in charge range. He's very far away. So Robert Opdyke with the Rebels here, fiddling a little bit with the dodges. I'm going to go ahead and actually inspect the. I'm going to take about a minute or two to go inspect the battlefield and see what I can gather from the field itself. And just take a look at their cards. Okay, so just to clarify what the positions are, you've got Han Solo in the middle top of your screen. You've got Operative Luke in the center with that dodge token and the face-up order token. You've got Lando Calrissian in the barricade behind Luke, and you've got Chewbacca behind Han with 3 wounds taken already, I believe, from orbital strike. The objective is intercept the transmissions. Major offensive is the deployment, fortified positions, the condition. It looks like I think we're going to see a move up from Chewie here. I think that's his Chewbacca that he moved. Yeah, there goes the wound token, so you know Chewie moved up. Chewie moved up, took a standby. He's trying to use Overwatch where he can, but I don't think he's able to. They're measuring off that central point to see who's eligible to take it. Now Maul is just hiding behind that garage there. So Maul and Luke are actually relatively close to each other. So we might see Maul and Luke fight here in a few turns, maybe next turn even. They might start to fight. So at 5 o'clock, I'm going to open the giveaway. And at 5 o'clock, I'll leave it open for an hour, and we're going to pick the winner at 6, just to make sure everybody gets a chance to enter. I think the last couple giveaways I've been going too fast, so we're going to try to slow that down. Now we see the Separatists moving to secure their objective and taking a pot shot with their E5S for a crit. These little pot shots are going to add up tremendously. But that was a nice block there from the Rebel commandos. Brian concentrating on the small stuff, trying to finish it off, make the last activation of these Rebel heroes much weaker. I gotta say, not many models in Robert's list. Brian really trying to focus him down. So both those dwarf spiders still maintaining their order tokens and their face-ups. Or sorry, their aim tokens and their face-ups. Both players taking their time to contemplate what the next correct move is. You can see the hall in the background. You can see me. What's up, everybody? So I'm back here, and you can see our judge staff behind me. Let's take a look at what the Robert is deciding to attack with. Looks like another Rebel sniper shot, getting a crit through with Pierce. Not sure what target he selected there. I think it was one of the battle droids. Looks like the droid spider measuring to Lando, or Chewie maybe. I think Chewie's now in front of Lando. I'm gonna go take a look to see whether that's in front of Lando or not. All right, Chewie got hit there by that ion spider. Oops. So Robert moving to put, I believe that's one of his heroes onto the middle objective there. I think that's Han, maybe? No, that's actually a unit of rebel troopers, never mind. So Salsa Shark asks, do we know if there's a lot of Iden lists? I haven't seen very many. I think Vader is like overwhelmingly popular right now. I could ask the judges later, maybe if they've seen a lot of Iden, but I have not personally seen a lot of Iden today. We just got an 85-minute warning from our head judge, or not head judge, our hall boss, LJ. See ya. Interesting point about this round is that nothing has shot Operative Luke yet, and Chewie has taken a lot of wounds. Looks like Chewie has 7 wounds on him out of 9, so Chewie may fall here before the round is over. But we are heading into the conclusion of the second round now. You know, I'm going to retract that statement. I think Chewie's going to live till next round. So Han here looking for a steady shot. So Han's going to go to work now. Sharpshooter taking out some droids there. Oh, the droids are surging forward. They're actually flooding the point, trying to deny this first victory point in the middle. This could lead to a clash between Luke Skywalker and Darth Maul. So the Separatists not resting at all. They're just going up there and trying to secure that middle. It's just saying, I have so many bodies, what can you do to me? But I don't know, I mean, like Luke and Han have a ton of killing power, Lando does too. And we can't, of course, count out Chewbacca as well. I guess we could say Rex was nerfed into oblivion. Because like you said, Ben, there's no Rexless in this tournament. He got nerfed way too hard. So that looks like Chewie moved up and took a standby. No, that was actually Lando moving up and taking a standby. Uh-oh, Chewie might go pop here. Looks like there is another unit of droids moving up. I may have been wrong. This is Chewbacca shooting on a unit of B-1s that entered his standby range. And 2 blanks there, I think, is going to be the end of Chewie. Or no, that's actually the defense roll for the B1s. Ouch. So a couple of B1s falling there. Pierce not effective. E5S shooting, and it's just suppression. So taking wounds for essentially nothing there. And Operative Luke swings into action. Trying to see if he's got a charge on some B1s. DTs and Krennic are seeing some play. There is a list with multiple Death Troopers and Krennic. Okay, so Luke Skywalker force lifting a barricade out of his own way. What a champ. So he's actually lifting that barricade and putting it against Lando there. And now he's moving by himself. And I think he's trying to get a charge. Looks like he'll have it with jump. He'll be able to charge those B1s. I think it's dead even right now to win the middle point. So the recap is going to be that the Separatists have done a lot of damage to the small units in Robert Opdyke's list, but Operative Luke is now jumping in and doing a couple wounds there, but only a couple to the B1s, but he's comfy tucked himself into a unit of B1s to remain safe in melee during full of surprises. So he didn't get much benefit out of the card other than the dodge token. But he's looking for some force push opportunities. Maybe he can force push something into him. Maybe he can just continue to grab B1s here and just continue to chop through them. Meanwhile, Maul is waiting to pounce. So we got an alternate angle going here. Luke Skywalker successfully entering combat here, and Maul considering a force push on Luke Skywalker, trying to see if he can force push Luke out of melee there. So Maul up to his own shenanigans here, trying to jump in. Maul there on the left side of the screen, sort of the upper left, where that range 2 stick is. That's off of Maul. Trying to see if he can get Luke caught in a force push here, maybe attack Luke with his own Maul. I did say that there would be a clash here of Luke and Maul, and I seem to be correct. So Jr Deeter deciding what he's going to do here with his Maul force push. Both players contemplating the situation here. So Maul using his force push. So it appears that Maul force pushed Luke off the middle there to score the point. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a roll-off next turn for priority. Or Robert could take the safe route, play dodge cards. Both players could take the safe route and play dodge cards. There's no reason not to, but they just pushed Luke off, and I believe the Separatists are going to win the middle. They might win that 3-2. I'm not sure. They might contest it, though. I'm going to ask the players what happened there at the end. So I see that Maul force pushed Luke. Yeah. And who won the middle? I did. You did, okay, because you have 3?
I have 2, he has 1.
Oh, okay, he's got the 1 there. All right, cool. So we got Mechanized Incursion versus Son of Skywalker. And it looks like a big prio roll there. I believe Brian is going to take that one. Yes, and he's issuing his orders first. Luke with his double attack card ready. Let's see if he gets tenacity. He does have tenacity as well as burst of speed on his operative Luke there. Again, intercept the transmissions. The objective, the Separatists are ahead 2-1. All right, this is the only time I'm going to say this on microphone, okay? You guys need to type hashtag giveaway into the chat if you haven't already. We're going to draw the giveaway at 6 o'clock, okay? So whenever you hear this, type hashtag giveaway. I'm giving you guys 40 minutes to enter. So I'm hoping that's enough time to get everybody into the giveaway that wants to be in the giveaway before I give away this really awesome swag bag. And just to remind everybody, the swag bag is full of really nice things. It's got 6 deployment markers, 5 victory tokens, 4 objective tokens, 10 card sleeves, 20 of the Legion Discord order tokens, a silhouette, a 3D printed Grogu from Darkfire Designs, and 12 of the colored dice from Atomic Mass Games, the red and the white dice. Yes, the terrain was provided by Outrider Dan. So we see Operative Luke hopping back in with a bunch of B1s, and he's going to take some swings at those B1s. Just try to clear those guys off the table. Unless he's targeting Maul here, which he very well might be. That's a pretty good attack there. I think that's 6. 6 into Maul, and I think Maul is going to take 1 exactly, and then he's got the double attacker lined up, so let's see if he goes into Maul a second time. Just trying to get a health lead on Maul. It's very important for the duel. Another 6. No aim. He's got an aim too. Wow, okay, so he's 6 into Maul. Maul has a surge token left for defensive purposes. Let's see what Maul rolls here. I see a few blanks. Oh, I see 3 blanks. I see a very large number of blanks. Okay, so 3 blanks and a surge. So Maul's gonna have to spend that surge, and I think Maul's taking 3 wounds there, so Maul already down to 2 health. Luke Skywalker taking the initiative, taking the game into his hands and saying, no Maul, you're not gonna control this board, I am. Very strong move from Robert Opdyke for the Rebels there. Really nicely done. Because if he can kill Maul, there's almost nothing that can stop Operative Luke. Operative Luke will turn into a whirlwind of destruction, and it will not be possible for Jr Deeter, I think, to come back from that. Meanwhile, Rebel Troopers trying to decide what they're going to attack. Looks like they're attacking B1s with 4 hits. Wild. Very nice roll from Robert Opdyke. And he's going to take out 3 of them. Naked Rebel Troopers being the real heroes. Iron Spider, I believe, shooting at Chewie. I could be wrong here. This is round 3. Yep, so Chewie, even though he rolls a bunch of blocks, is going to take 2 and bite the dust. So there, goodbye, Chewbacca. Nicely done with the health soak there. That's kind of what you plan for with Chewie, that he's going to just soak a bunch of damage and die. Rebel core unit moving, trying to get safe and stay safe there to capture that objective. Whew. That's Maul into Luke, I believe. And Luke is going to take one wound there. Now force pushing, more importantly, Maul attacking and then force pushing Luke into the open in front of more CIS guns. Let's see, I count at least 4 CIS units, potentially 5 CIS units that haven't shot yet, so Luke could be in trouble here. Luke does not have a dodge token to speak of, so we could see Luke go down here to a secondary force push. Or not, or when I say secondary, I mean the lasting, or the last force push in the turn, I mean. Meanwhile, you got Han Solo up to no good. That notorious scoundrel, Han Solo. He's going to double move and do some steady shooting. Coming up to support Luke, hopefully. Looking for open shots on Maul and some B2s, or B1s, I should say. Maul will take another wound. So Maul almost dead. Maul on 1 health. And Han shooting the gunslinger Pierce 2 is going to remove another 2 B1s. Man, Han is so vicious now. E5S shooting at Luke now. And Luke is going to block most of that, if not all of it. Looks like he took one additional wound. Never mind. So Luke on 2 wounds, Maul on 5. I think Lando is going to finish off Darth Maul here momentarily. If he can see Maul, which he might not be able to. Looks like he chose to shoot B1s instead, which is, a very important thing to do. Yeah, no save for those B1s. So everybody who went 2 and 1 is going to advance to the next day's rounds. And then after that, I believe it's all the undefeateds from the second day are going to advance to the cut. Another E5S shooting at Operative Luke for 2 crits. Ooh, big block there for Operative Luke. Very nice. Huge block for Operative Luke. Nailing 5 out of 6 in the last 6 saves. Snipers killing more B1s in the open. And an Ion Spider probably going to shoot Operative Luke again. Talking about what kind of cover Operative Luke is going to get. Probably heavy because of shooting across that pallet with the light cover. Big shots there. 6 down to 5. Let's see if Luke continues to save here, everybody. And he does. Wow. Taking 1 wound on Operative Luke now. Huge saves for Op Luke today. I'm hearing from Jr Deeter, I just can't kill him. He still has a couple of units left to shoot with. So don't give up hope yet, Brian. Keep in mind, Brian's still ahead on victory points.
So wait a minute. The droids have 710 points
You're very welcome, Splash Cola. I'm really happy about being able to stream these games for everybody, and that's a big shot from those E5S troops.
Good job. Way to
2 into Operative Luke. And there's another wound on Operative Luke, down to, so he's getting there. Operative Luke on 3 health remaining. Maul on 1 health remaining. So Force users will come off the board in the next round. I'm almost certain of it. And it's going to be up to Han to carry this, Han and Lando to carry this game for Robert Opdyke, our Rebel player. Brian Dieter, on the other hand, has still a fairly decent complement of B1s left, but they really can't do much against low-profile heroes. So it's going to be up to the Ion Spiders to do the damage, I feel.
I'm going in the way back machine. Yeah. That would require one person in the group to talk to the other person in the group. I wore my shirt Thursday night. Yeah. That was, unfortunately, they thought I don't
Minimum of 3? What the fuck?
So that was, I believe, a double crit sniper into more B1s. Now another E5S coming out. Ooh, Operative Luke taking more wounds there. So Operative Luke, I believe, down to just 1 health now. So Maul and Operative Luke both on 1 health. It's a tense situation in the middle here. Operative Luke on 4 suppression as well, so that it could start to matter in a moment here once this last B1 unit gets a shot on Luke. Both Force users dangerously low on health.
You bring FTs for 2 rounds and shit for that third round.
Another sniper lining up a shot. Maybe he can get to Maul. I'm not sure if he can or he can. I'm not sure if he can or cannot. They're looking at Maul's silhouette now to see if he's got it. I think he's got it via silhouette. I think he's got that shot on Maul. And he does not hit it initially. He does not hit it at all. So Maul just taking more suppression and no kill there for the snipers. Leaving Maul alive, I think, into next turn.
Ionized and broken, roll the blank.
This is the E5, the E60R rolling into Luke now for 1 crit. And Luke blanks it, and I think that means Luke is off the board. Yes, Luke is gone.
I'm feeling really confident.
That's why I thought we missed it.
So Maul was the one that ended up surviving into the next round, and Operative Luke is off the board. Maybe it's time for Han to play Sorry About the Mess and try to kill off Maul here. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Sorry About the Mess. Duel of the Fates. Sorry About the Mess. As predicted. So Han going to go first, has an aim token. Duel of the Fates giving Maul a dodge. Han, if he can, Han can aim for 2 crits here and put the last bullet into Maul. That would be exceptional for Robert Opdyke. This is round 4, so intercept is up for grabs once more. I believe that the CIS still control that central objective. Removing Maul is going to be essential for capturing the middle here. So Han moves to touch the barricade, and he's going to shoot into Maul and into another unit of B1s for no cover there. So here we go, shooting at Maul, I believe. For 2 hits. Maul spends the dodge and blocks it. So Maul is still alive. And Han shooting into some B1s, and I think Han is in trouble. Hit crit. So Han attacking and then, or moving and steady attacking, and then he can move again. But he's just going to get eaten by Maul this turn. If he can't get away somehow. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity now for the Maul player to just jump into melee with Han. He's trying to see if he can put Han on the objective. It may not even be worth it. So this is the rebel side of the board. You've got a unit of fleet troopers, it looks like, as well as a rebel sniper back there controlling that objective. Meanwhile, the CIS have their blob controlling their objective, and as you can see in the middle of the board, you've got some B1s there. You've got Maul, and you've also got Han Solo, who moved off, trying to save himself from what's coming next. So Dieter on his opponent's side of the board, contemplating what his next move will be.
If you're super bored, I mean like super.
So both players trying to figure out which, trying to agree or disagree on some rules calls here. I don't know exactly what they're discussing. Maul's going to jump across, not going after Han. He's just going to jump across and go into some rebel troopers and kill them off. It's really not... yeah, I don't think those rebel troopers are long for this world against the might of Darth Maul, with fully powered up with tenacity. Both tenacity and into the fray, no less. Here comes Darth Maul for a lot. It looks like 6. Well, no, he doesn't surge, I guess. He'll dodge 1, roll back 5. Those rebel troopers are gone. Is Robert winning? I can't really tell. I think that Brian, with his 1 health Maul, is actually in the lead right now. I really think that Operative Luke died too early. Oh, wow, look at this sneaky maneuver. So right now Brian Dieter is moving his separatist droids to try to contest, actually. They're moving into a position to contest the back point of Robert's lines. They're out of sight from Lando, I believe. But those droids could try to play spoiler and move into the rebel back lines. Lando has not been flawed yet. All right, meanwhile, we got another door spider now on the move. So I think with Operative Luke being dead and with Han Solo having moved away, I think he is. I think he is going to give up that middle point to the Separatists once again. I think the Separatists are going to go up 4-2, and life is going to be very hard for Robert Opdyke after this. Sniper shooting this dwarf spider, getting a crit, putting a wound through. Or no, they're actually shooting those B1s, never mind, so not shooting the dwarf spider. They do put a crit, they do put a wound through. We're about a minute shy of 30 minutes left in the round as well. We're also a minute shy of drawing our giveaway winner. tough game for our Rebel player right now. Looks like the fleets are getting in on the act here, killing off some B1s. Wiping those B1s out, so preventing them from messing around in the Rebel back line. Now a Dwarf Spider potentially underway here, or another unit of B1s. This might be Kalani actually, the super tack, moving up here. I think the Separatists are winning. They're definitely ahead on points now that Operative Luke is out of the picture. Maul is still alive. He just dived over the middle section and killed a bunch of Rebel troopers off. And Han unfortunately had to move away from the center objective. He's taken a few wounds now and has taken 3 suppression tokens as well as 3 wounds. The Rebels having very little material, having to get by with just a few sniper strike teams and Han Solo, and of course Lando also in this list. I believe these are Rebel commandos now moving to contest the center. Meanwhile, B1s are also moving to contest the middle. This is a really important round. The winner of this round, if it's the Separatists, they're going to go up 4 points to 2, and they're way ahead on kill points. So because they're ahead on kill points, even if the Rebels manage somehow to bring it back and tie on 6-6 on victory points, the Separatists being so far ahead on kill points is going to make it really, really difficult for the Rebels to come back and actually win the game. Looks like a couple into Han here, 3 into Han, and he has some uncanny luck. And he rolls a block as well. So Han, I think, is taking just another suppression. So here's our player currently in the lead, Jr Deeter, piloting the Separatists, Kalani Maul, against the Rebel Hero Hammer. I believe he's going to capture the middle and go up 4 points to 2 in this game. Commando is about to get flawed here, which I believe he is. So at last versus change of plans.
Awesome. Did he catch that? Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's awesome.
Funny, we were discussing the exact scenario the other day. Like, well, what if I get it?
So change of plans did go out. I'm going to double check what command cards they actually ended up playing. I saw the COP go out. Did it go through?
Yeah.
And you changed to which?
I think the standing orders.
No standing orders. Okay, got it. Awesome. Thanks, guys. So Han shooting Maul here. Let's see what we get. For a double hit, and will Maul survive? Oh, not quite. Maul down. So Han finishing off Maul. It might be too little too late.
I can't really watch games like
So there's 18 minutes left in the game, and looks like the Separatists did take the middle away from the Rebels, and they look poised to continue to occupy the middle until the end of the game, actually. B1s continue to shoot into Han. For quite a lot there. Rebel Sniper lining up a shot on some B1s. And unfortunately, are actually killing one there because it is an open shot. So Han on 5 suppression now. All right, so Lando moving into the middle now, trying to do something against the remaining Cis horde. He does take out some B1s. It's Han and Lando versus the world right now. Let's see if they can make it. So right now the fleet troopers in the backfield are trying to advance on the center as well. So Robert pulling out all the stops here, trying to secure his 2-1. Spider droid shooting at Lando, I believe. Aim shoot after standing orders. But with that standby token, those fleets are going to move up further. The fleets moved and took a standby. So they're going to take a double move instead towards that dwarf spider. Dwarf spider re-rolling 4 there with the aim protocol. So I believe that's going to be 4 or 5 into Lando. Lando uninjured so far. Here comes the other dwarf spider. The aim protocol. And Lando having to roll some big stuff here, and he rolls, I believe, all blanks. Or no, those are the fleet troopers. The fleet troopers just completely blanked out on that roll and got wiped out by that dwarf spider droid. It's really tough now for the rebels to even contemplate scoring the end objective here. Oh, Slowoski.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's slow. Wait.
Slowoski or Slewoski.
SLI?
Yes, WOS. OSKI.
OSKI. You know the guy.
Yeah. 5 or 6?
This is the sixth round.
Sixth round, okay. Cool, cool. Double standing orders. Priority roll. And it goes to Brian Dieter. This is the 6th and final round of the game. Players are wondering whether it's even possible for Robert Opdyke to take over the middle from here. I don't think it is. I think the Rebels only have 4 units left on the middle. On. This is going to be the last game of the day. I believe this is droids punching. Killing off rebel troopers there. At least one rebel trooper, I believe. Han rolling a pile of suppression and taking 2 off, it looks like. He's only got 2 left there, so Han is suppressed. He's going to get 1 action, and that is either going to be to contest the center, or it's going to be to move to contest the backfield of the droids. So he's going to make this move to contest the back. And gets to steady shoot off of it. He's trying to steady shoot the T-Series, I think. Or no, not the T-Series. A lone B1. And he kills it. So that's going to cause some issues for Brian Dieter. He's going to have to move something back there to neutralize Han. And as you just heard in the background there, time in the round getting called.
Okay. I'll see you there.
So this will be the final round of the day. Here comes a B1 double moving into Lando to tie him up in melee, prevent him from shooting more. So B1 double moving into melee. There is Kalani, the T-Series, not the T-Series, super tactical droid as well, looking at the middle. A lone commando left, I think, there for Robert Opdyke. He's definitely going to dodge punch, I think. Or no, it's 2 commandos left, actually. So dodge, punch, and killing off a B1 there. But even if Robert Opdyke can somehow kill off enough and win 2 points, it's not going to be enough, I think. Even if he ties it 4-4, I don't think it's gonna matter. But they're counting it up now. They're trying to figure out if there's a way out for Robert here. So if both players win points here, it'll go 6-4. So Robert has to win 2 points here, or two intercept points. But even then, it's going to go to kill points. And I don't think that Robert has more kill points than Brian at this stage. Lando coming out for Robert, not going to be able to shoot because he's engaged. So just punching with Lando, crit hit. Door Spider double moving. Probably not a consequential move. I think the Rebels are out. No, they have one more. They have one more pull here, and that's going to be the Commando Strike Team. They are able to contest.